gave my parents $80,000 for a medical emergency, but they spent it on my sister's wedding without inviting me. So I cut contact until my sister asked me to pay for her daughter's private school, then abandoned her at my door. 4 years ago, I thought I was doing the right thing when I helped my parents. They came to me saying there was a medical emergency, and they needed $80,000. At the time, I was in a stable financial situation, and although it was a large sum of money, I did not think twice. I trusted my parents completely. I did not expect to be repaid immediately, but I did think that they would use the money as they said they would for a medical emergency. I had no reason to question them. They seemed serious, and I wanted to support them during a difficult time. I felt good about helping. I thought it was what any child would do for their parents when they were in need. But, as it turns out, that money wasn't used for any medical expenses at all. My parents spent all of it on my sister Mia's wedding. Now, let me explain a little bit about Mia. She's always been the golden child in our family. Growing up, she was the one who got all the attention, all the praise, and always seemed to be the one who was more loved. It's not that I was jealous, okay? Maybe a little, but it was clear to me that Mia always had this special place in our family's heart, no matter what. When Mia announced her wedding, I was happy for her. But something felt off. I wasn't even invited. I had no idea how I wasn't going to be part of something so important. At the time, I brushed it off, thinking maybe I was just being too sensitive, or maybe she had a smaller wedding, and it just wasn't the right time for me to be involved. But when I later found out that my parents had used the money I gave them to fund the wedding, I was completely shocked. I was hurt, angry, and beyond confused. I could not believe that instead of using the money to handle a medical emergency, they had spent it on a wedding for Mia. It wasn't even just the fact that they used my money for something else, but the fact that I wasn't even included in the wedding made me feel completely excluded. It felt like a slap in the face. How could they have done this? How could they have lied to me, taken my money, and then not even invited me to such an important occasion? I confronted them. I was calm at first, trying to understand how they could have made such a decision. But when they confirmed that they had indeed spent the money on Mia's wedding, I was livid. I felt betrayed. The anger inside me grew, and I could not keep my emotions in check. How could they have lied to me? How could they have stolen from me like that? They did not even have the decency to explain or apologize. My parents tried to defend themselves at first. They said that Mia needed her wedding to be perfect, and that's why they spent the money on it. They said it was a once-in-a-lifetime event and that it was for her happiness. But I did not want to hear it. It did not make sense to me. This wasn't just about the money. This was about trust. This was about how they had completely disregarded my feelings and my contribution to their situation. I was devastated. The betrayal stung so deeply, and I could not look at them the same way after that. It felt like all the years I spent loving and supporting my family meant nothing. I felt invisible, like I did not matter at all. I decided that I could not just let this go. I filed a lawsuit against my parents to get the $80,000 back. It wasn't something I wanted to do, but it felt like the only option. I needed them to understand that what they did was wrong, that it wasn't okay to treat me like this. They had used my hard-earned money for something completely unnecessary, and I wasn't going to let them get away with it. The lawsuit was draining. It took months, and it emotionally wrecked me. I never imagined that I'd be fighting my own parents in a legal battle, but I felt like I had no choice. In the end, I cut them off completely. I could not keep pretending that everything was fine when they had shown me just how little they cared about me. The relationship had been completely damaged beyond repair. Mia, of course, was on their side. She defended them and said I should understand that my parents were just trying to help her. But I could not see it that way. How could they help her by taking my money? The whole situation was just too much. My relationship with Mia took a huge hit. She was angry with me for going against our parents, and I felt completely alone. For the next few years, I focused on rebuilding my life. I worked hard, kept to myself, and spent time on my own mental health. I did not need the stress that came from my family anymore. I decided that it was better to keep my distance from all of them, parents, sister, and even Mia's husband Kenny, who also did not seem to understand what was going on. I was fine without them. I had my own life to worry about. But then, out of nowhere, Mia reached out to me again. It's been 4 years since all of that went down, and I thought I was finally at peace with my decision to cut ties. I thought I was finally moving on. But Mia's call shook me. She told me that her daughter Gracie, 14, needed a private high school education, and Mia wanted me to help pay for it. Apparently, Gracie wasn't doing well at her current school, and Mia believed that this private school would provide her daughter with better opportunities. I could not believe it. After everything that had happened, Mia was now asking me for money again. She wanted me to pay for Gracie's private school. The nerve of it. How could she even think I would say yes? I was stunned. How could Mia, of all people, ask me for help after everything her family had put me through? It was as if nothing had ever happened. It was like they had all completely forgotten how they treated me. I took a moment before responding, trying to calm down. But I knew deep down that I could not help. I just could not. After everything, I could not go back to the same family dynamics. I could not put myself in a situation where I was expected to give money again, especially when it was clear that they never cared about me in the first place. I told Mia no. I explained that I could not help. I told her that after everything that had happened, I could not trust her or my parents. They had already taken so much from me emotionally and financially, and I wasn't about to let them take more. Mia tried to guilt trip me, saying that I was abandoning her and Gracie, but I stood firm. I wasn't going to let them use me again. Now, I am left wondering if I made the right choice. Maybe I could have helped for Gracie's sake. She's just a kid, and it's not her fault that her parents made such bad choices. But at the same time, I feel like if I gave in now, I'd just be setting myself up for more disappointment. I feel like I've already done so much for them, and every time I try to help, it ends in me being taken advantage of. So, Ida for cutting off my family completely after they spent the money I gave them on something else, and now asking me to pay for my niece's school? Update 1. For a while now, Mia has been trying to change my mind about helping her with Gracie's school. She kept sending me pictures of Gracie and long messages about how much Gracie needed me. Mia said I was her aunt, and I should step up to help, especially since Gracie was struggling. She really tried to make me feel guilty. But I was done. I could not let myself fall into that trap again. I told Mia she needed to stop trying to manipulate me like that because it was wrong. Honestly, it felt disgusting, and I could not believe she thought I'd fall for it again. After I told her to stop, Mia did not text me for a few months, and I thought maybe she had finally understood. I thought maybe she had gotten the message and would leave me alone. But just a few weeks ago, Mia reached out to me again. This time, she said that Kenny, her ex-husband, left her because she had gotten involved with someone else. She said that Gracie really needed me now because she had no one else to support her. To be honest, I did not believe Mia at all. I thought this was just another story she made up to try and get my attention. I ignored her messages, hoping she would finally get the hint. But Mia did not stop. She kept messaging me, saying that Gracie really needed my help and that she could not leave where she was because her whole life was there. She tried to make it sound like Gracie was stuck, and I was the only one who could help her. I decided I could not take it anymore. I called Mia. I told her to stop bothering me and that I just wanted some peace. I told her that I had nothing left to give and I could not keep doing this. Before she could even respond, I hung up the phone. I could not listen to it anymore. Every time Mia reached out, it was for something else. First, it was for money for the wedding, then it was for Gracie's school fees, and now it was about Gracie needing me because Kenny left. I could not keep letting myself be used. After that phone call, things have been quieter. Mia hasn't tried to contact me again, and I am really hoping that means she's finally understood that I am not going to give in anymore. I can't keep letting her manipulate me into helping her every time something goes wrong. It's been so draining. I don't know if I made the right I think I've made the right choice. I've helped them enough, and now it's time for me to take care of myself. I don't know if Mia will ever understand, but I can't keep living my life for them. I need to focus on my own happiness and peace. So, even though it's hard, I know that I've done the best thing for me, even if it means cutting them out of my life for good. Update 2. I never thought my sister, Mia, would ever reach this point. She has always cared a lot about how she looks. She spends so much time and money making sure she always looks perfect. I am talking about endless trips to the salon, getting her nails done every week, buying makeup all the time, and even getting her eyelashes done. For her, looking flawless is more important than anything else. But recently, things have been different. Mia has always spent a lot of money on her appearance, but now, she's having to choose between taking care of herself and taking care of her daughter, Gracie. Gracie is 14, and Mia's expenses have been getting harder to balance. Her job pays her well enough, but it's not enough to cover everything she wants. So, she had to make some tough choices, and some of those choices meant she could not keep up with her usual beauty routine. She started skipping her nail appointments, could not buy new makeup, and even stopped doing her hair the way she liked. This upset Mia a lot. She hated that Gracie's needs were taking away from her time and money. She had always taken so much pride in her appearance, and now, it was a constant struggle. She resented Gracie for it, and that's when things took a turn for the worse. About a month ago, I came home from work, and as soon as I got to my apartment, I saw Gracie sitting in front of my door. She had huge suitcases with her, and she was crying. I did not know what to do. I could not process anything. I just knew I had to let her in and help her. She had been sitting outside for 5 hours, with no money, no plan, and nowhere to go. I brought her inside, made her some food, and tried to calm her down. After a while, I asked her what happened. Gracie told me that Mia had left her at my place. Mia said she could not take care of her anymore, and that she was done being responsible for her. Mia just left her there. I was in shock. I tried calling Mia, but her phone was switched off. The next day, Gracie showed me pictures of Mia in Florida with her boyfriend. The caption said, "Moving in with the love of my life." That's when I realized Mia had just left her daughter behind without a second thought. I did not know what to do. This whole situation was crazy. I was overwhelmed, but I knew I had to do something. I took Gracie to my parents' house, even though it felt strange seeing them after 4 years. They did not know what was going on. All they knew was that Mia was moving to Florida with her boyfriend, along with Gracie. My mom called Mia, and Mia told her she would sign over her parental rights to me. Then she just hung up the phone. No explanation, no apology, just a cold decision to cut her daughter out of her life. Here's the thing, I've always loved Gracie. I always thought of her as my first baby. I've known her since she was little, and I adored her. But now, I was in a position where I had to take care of her full time. Mia had just dumped this responsibility on me. I never imagined I'd be in this situation, and it all happened so suddenly. Gracie and I had a conversation about Mia. She told me that Mia did not let her call her mom in public. Mia had been abusive, forcing her to do everything her way. Gracie felt trapped. It broke my heart to hear what Gracie had been going through, but I was still shocked and confused by the whole situation. In the month that followed, everything happened so fast. I enrolled Gracie in a good school, but it wasn't a private school like Mia wanted for her. It wasn't what I had imagined either. But the school was amazing, and Gracie seemed happy with it. I did my best to make sure she had everything she needed, but honestly, I was still so lost. I never thought I'd be responsible for someone else's child, especially not like this. I did not have time to prepare, and I did not know if I was doing the right thing. I have the resources to provide for Gracie. She will have a good life here with me. But I am still so confused about everything. How did Mia just walk away from her own daughter like that? How did she expect me to just step in and fix everything when she had no intention of helping Gracie? It makes me so angry to think about how easily Mia gave up on her. She left Gracie with me without even thinking about how this would affect either of us. I never thought I'd be in this position. One day, I was living my own life, focused on my career and my own happiness, and the next, I was raising my niece. It's overwhelming, and I am not sure if I am doing it right. I am trying my best to be a good guardian for Gracie. She deserves better than the way Mia treated her, and I will do everything I can to make her feel loved and supported. But this whole thing is so new, and I am just trying to figure it out as I go along. So, that's where I am at. A month has passed, and I am still adjusting to this new life. I have enough to support Gracie and give her a good future, but it's still a lot to process. I never expected to be in this position, and I am still trying to figure out how to handle it all. But I am also confused and lost. I did not choose this. Mia did. She made her choices, and now, I am left picking up the pieces. I just don't know if I am doing the right thing or if I've made the right decision. Update 3. It's been 6 months since Gracie came to live with me. A lot has changed since then. Gracie is doing well now. She's adjusted to her new life, and I can see she's a lot happier. She's made new friends at school and is doing great with her grades. I am really relieved to see her starting to find herself again. A few weeks ago, we sat down to talk about how she was feeling. I was nervous at first because I did not know what she might say, but I knew it was important to check in with her. I did not want to push her to talk, but I wanted her to feel safe to share her feelings. At first, it was a little awkward, but after a while, Gracie started talking more openly. She told me she was happy to be away from her mom, Mia. Hearing this honestly hit me harder than I expected. I knew Mia wasn't the best mom, but hearing Gracie say she was happy to be away from her made me realize just how bad things had been between them. Gracie then started to tell me more about how Mia treated her. She said that Mia had been very emotionally abusive toward her for years. Mia wasn't just neglectful, she would say really hurtful things to Gracie. She would constantly put Gracie down, making her feel like she wasn't good enough. If Gracie did not do things the way Mia wanted, Mia would get angry and make her feel guilty, even though it wasn't Gracie's fault. Gracie said that Mia did not let her have her own thoughts or opinions. Everything had to be done Mia's way, or Mia would get upset. Mia would ignore Gracie when she needed her the most. Gracie felt like Mia cared more about herself than about being a mother to her. The worst part was when Gracie told me that Mia would make her feel like she was a burden. Mia would say things like Gracie was a mistake and that she was holding Mia back. Hearing all of this made me so sad and so angry. How could a mother say those things to her own daughter? It broke my heart to know that Gracie had been through all this. Gracie also said that Mia did not want anyone to know about their problems. Mia wouldn't let Gracie call her mom in public because she did not want people to see how bad things really were. It made me feel sick to think that Mia was more worried about her own image than she was about being a good mom to Gracie. I honestly felt so sad after hearing all of this. I had no idea how bad things had been. I knew Mia wasn't perfect, but I never knew it was this bad. Hearing Gracie's story made me realize just how much pain she had been carrying all these years. But even though it made me sad, I was also glad that Gracie was able to open up to me. I am doing everything I can to make sure she feels loved and safe here. I've been trying to help her heal and feel like she can trust me. In the past 6 months, I've seen a huge change in Gracie. She's been more confident, and she's starting to enjoy life again. She's still working through everything that happened, but I can see the progress. I am so proud of her for being strong enough to keep going, even after everything she's been through. I am still trying to figure out how to be the best guardian for her. It's been hard, and I've had to learn a lot along the way, but it's been worth it. Thanks for all your support. It's been a crazy journey, but we're getting through it. Update 4. It's been a while since I last updated, but a few things have happened recently that I feel I need to share. Just a few days ago, Mia called me out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting it, and I honestly wasn't in the mood to talk to her. She said she was asking about Gracie, which really annoyed me. After everything that happened, I could not understand why she thought it was okay to reach out like everything was fine. I had no patience for her games. I asked her why she even bothered calling me, as if she really cared about Gracie. She claimed that she obviously cared about her daughter. I could not believe it. It was clear to me that she had never truly cared about Gracie the way a mother should. I reminded her that she no longer had any rights over Gracie. I was the one taking care of Gracie now, and she needed to stop pretending like she still had a role in her life. I told her not to call me again. Of course, Mia did not like that. She tried to tell me that I could not stop her from contacting her daughter. I was done with her excuses. I told Mia that Gracie did not want anything to do with her anymore. She was no longer her daughter, and Mia should just focus on her life with her new boyfriend. She needed to stop playing this role of a caring mother because that's not who she was. I ended the call and blocked her. I wasn't going to let her manipulate me anymore. She'd caused enough damage already, and I wasn't about to let her make things worse for Gracie. It felt good to finally be done with it. That night, during dinner, Gracie told me something that surprised me, but at the same time, it did not. She told me that Mia had been reaching out to her, too. I asked Gracie how she felt about that, and she said she had told Mia exactly how she felt. Gracie told me that she told Mia she was the worst mother she could have had and that she was abusive. Gracie said she did not want anything to do with her anymore. Gracie said that Mia had asked her if I was making her say those things. Gracie told her that she wasn't like Mia, that I did not make her say anything, and that she had her own mind. It was a relief to hear Gracie stand up for herself like that. It made me feel proud. Gracie also mentioned that Mia had told her that I must have been saying the same things to Gracie, but Gracie reassured her that it wasn't true. She told Mia that she was thankful for me standing up for her. After that, Mia did not try to contact Gracie again. I don't know if she finally understood that Gracie wasn't going to be manipulated anymore or if she was just too embarrassed to try again. Either way, it felt like a small victory. As for my parents, I am still not talking to them. They know Gracie is living with me, and Gracie still stays in touch with them. She sees them regularly, and she says they're doing fine. I am not involved with them at all, though. I've made it clear to them that I am done with their involvement in Mia's drama, and I don't want any part of it. They've done enough damage, and I don't need them causing any more trouble in my life. Gracie and I are doing okay now. She's adjusting to her new life with me, and I am doing my best to be there for her. She's stronger than I could have ever imagined. I know that what Mia did to her was awful, but I am proud of how Gracie is handling everything. She's starting to trust again, and she's making progress every day. I can see her becoming more confident and happier, and that's all I can really ask for. I am also in touch with a lawyer for guardianship, but I'll everything legal under wraps so as to avoid any conflicts. It's been hard to deal with everything that happened with Mia, and I am still angry at her for what she did. But I try not to let that anger affect my relationship with Gracie. My main focus is making sure Gracie feels safe and loved. She deserves to have a normal childhood, and I am doing everything I can to give that to her. I don't know what's going to happen with Mia. Part of me hopes she realizes how much damage she's done and makes an effort to change, but I am not holding my breath. The truth is, I don't care anymore. Gracie doesn't need her, and I am not going to allow Mia to disrupt our lives any more than she already has. Things aren't perfect, and I am still figuring out this whole parenting thing. But Gracie and I are getting through it together. I am doing everything I can to be the best guardian for her. I want to give her the life she deserves, and I will not let anyone stand in the way of that.